Hi guys, it's Andrew here from Eastonmade Wood Splitters today, and welcome back to the Eastonmade channel. I am out here in the wood yard. I have our FHC Firewood Hopper Conveyor set up with an Axis this time. This is, again guys, this hopper, I didn't think one of these things is going to be that useful. Honestly, when I first seen them, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. After running it, I think every single wood yard needs one of these things. It honestly works out well. It works. And you can run this hopper conveyor with any machine. It doesn't matter what splitter you have, whether it be one of ours, a competitor's, whatever. This thing is going to work good in your wood yard, and it doesn't matter what you're using it for either. Like right now, we're using it to bring big rounds into the Axis. You can see how smooth of a transition that is. The legs here, they are adjustable, so that is really nice. And this thing's super heavy duty, guys. Like, this is heavy. 81X chain, there's 3 of them. There's 3 separate bars in here to bring the wood in. I don't think you're gonna have any problem driving the wood in here. I think this is gonna be a lot nicer setup than like a big long bar across here. I think the long bars, I think they have the tendency to twist and bend, especially when you have a big load in there. The belt, I don't think the belt would work all that great, but who knows? Again, I don't have a whole lot of experience with these things. We looked at them and we tried to do the best job we could with it based off the information we already have of building firewood equipment. And this is what we came up with. This is what John's done. Big heavy bearings on the end of it here. It's really nice and wide. It's 3 feet from here to here. And then I think from here to here, it's got to be close to 6. So it's a nice setup. And then the length of it's 10 feet. So you can fit just about, I would say, a little more than a face cord of wood in the hopper. It's nice because you can cut all your wood in one spot, bring it over. So all your mess is going to be over there. Bring it over, dump it in the hopper, then up into your wood pile. And you're going to be able to work continuously for a long period of time without having to bend over, load the log lift. Just a nice setup too, guys. I had quite a few people actually mention that this would make a good trailer. You know what? I never thought of that. It probably would make a great trailer. If you wanted to go out and get some fence row wood, if you were going to go into your woods, get a bunch of blocks or whatever, there's no reason you couldn't. This thing's on wheels. It has a hitch. Hook it up to your tractor, your truck, whatever. You could do that if you wanted to. I would imagine it tows great. It's got good sized tires on it. Same as what our conveyors are, splitters. Nice sized tires on it. And this whole setup will work with any splitter. Like if you have a log lift on your splitter, that's the way we have this set up. As long as you have an extra valve besides your splitter valve, which we do here, you just take the lines, quick couple those in, over to your motor, and then instead of running a log lift, you run your hopper conveyor. Again, guys, just really nice, simple, easy setup. These are gonna be affordably priced too, guys. Like, these aren't freakishly expensive. Most guys are going to be able to afford to buy one of these if you're into production, especially if you're a tree service, have to get those big rounds up off the ground. This is going to work really nice for you. Anyways, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll fire up the Axis. I'll show you how it works. It's yeah, just, I'm kind of speechless, guys. It's just one of those things I didn't think would work that good, and it works really good. And I think that's one thing to keep in mind when you're in business, guys. You have to try new things. That is, as an entrepreneur, most of us are incredibly stubborn. We want to do things our way. However, sometimes you just have to go outside of the norm, outside of your comfort zone, and just try things. And this is one of those things for me. It really does work great. John did a great job on it. We're really impressed, really happy with it. Again, I think it's going to have a good spot or a good fit in almost any wood yard, guys, for a lot of different applications. Anyways, I'll get this thing fired up. Give her a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Oh. Well, we'll go and we'll get a couple of these blocks. I'll throw them in there. We have a bit of everything over there. We have some big stuff, we have some small stuff. There's some normal size stuff. I'll try and get a scoop of just about everything here. But again, guys, this thing works really, really nice. It works way better than I ever thought it would. I thought it was going to be one of those like pokey things that just didn't work that well. But you know what? I was wrong. This thing works really good. And this big grapple, it really helps with this big grapple. It's like one scoop of the big grapple fills it up. We haven't got the sides on the grapple right now, just because big guy was filling up the, was putting wood on the Evo. The sides of these grapples actually just bolt on. So again, the grapple is a very versatile thing, and this is a FG96 grapple. So this is an incredibly large grapple. They're heavy, but if you have enough machine to run one of these, you can really move a lot of wood in a hurry with them. Like in my big dump here that will hold about 2 face cord, and I'm about 7 or 8 scoops with this grapple to fill it, which doesn't take long at all. And the spacing's wide enough that if you take your time a little bit with it and shake the dirt out of it, your load of wood is actually fairly clean with it. Just doing my best not to drop them from too terribly high. I'm sure it'll take it just fine. Just logic and common sense says gentle is better. We got her loaded up. So that was like one bucket of this FG96 grapple is kind of what fits perfectly in there. I'll see if I can pick up this one on the block here. So you get a lot of precision with these grapples too. You can see like even that one little wee block, I can pick it up and set it right where I want it to be. And we make these grapples in different sizes too, guys. If this is a 96-inch version, we make a 42-inch, a 60-inch, and a 72-inch version also, depending on what size of machine you have. And they're all built similar. The ones, the 42 and the 60 are a little lighter tines than what this is. Just because typically you'd be running it on a smaller piece of equipment, where these ones are heavier and they need to be a little more robust and rugged to handle the heavier track machines and stuff like that. So I'll come over here, I'll get this fired up for you, show you how it works. If you ever make nice wood without axis, you can make really, really pretty looking wood with one of these vertical splitters. That's why you want to buy one of these. If you want to be able to make really nice pretty wood, then this is the machine for you. Got all that funky stuff off there. Whether it's tight. Rid of that garbage. Stuff to lay around the edge for quite a while. I think when I got it, it was rotten and gold. That was a couple of years ago. But even something like that big knot, you can just cut around that, and you're left with at least one decent piece of wood. For us, it's not that big of a deal, because all of our wood is, we burn it all ourselves. We don't really sell any of it. Might sell like a load or two a year. Most of the people I know. That's some ugly looking stuff there. I didn't know if we're going to get a nice piece of wood or not. I'm going to adjust the stopper on this. The adjustment on the back of it here will limit how high the wedge comes up off the block there. It's really nice. You don't need a full stroke full fit to fill it. This makes it quite a bit quicker. Okay, we'll see how this works. I'm not going to move all around once. This inches it closer and closer to you. Yeah, not tight. Now this block here. That thing is handy. But that's going to be well worth the investment for a lot of guys. We have a lot of bend over, a lot of twisting. You have guys working for you. I'm really going to set up and govern outside. That mount there doesn't work that good. Try that here. There. Let's try that. Yeah, the wood's right there for you. You still have all the workspace here. So a lot of guys like on this Axis that have a nice wide work table. So if you do get into big rounds of wood, you can move them around or move one side off to the side or one split off the side. Then work on your other side. It's got some big knocks on it. See in there. That Axis just cuts right through them. It is a really nice setup. The way the knife is on this Axis, it's really narrow. So it tends to act more like a knife than like a maul. A lot of machines on the market, especially these vertical ones, will have a really wide wedge here so people want to play a fire dog with. Or this here, they kind of want to stay in one spot rather than fold off the side. So why do you make that wedge more efficient to have it spread over on you? Oh, there's a big one. Look at that. We'll see how that big one goes for it. Break this in half first. So again, I can take that big one, push it off to the side, and then start working on this other piece. When you're not trying to manhandle big suckers that way. Again, it's a very minimal amount of effort here to do this. It's not like this one piece falls off on the ground. It stays upright, stays where you need it. You just shove it off to the side. Nice looking wood. I'm sure you're ready to go. Let's try this big one here. Let's see how this goes. Easy now. Oh, isn't that nice? That's awesome. That works good. I'm going to take a couple of pieces off. Pull that piece off. I didn't throw him back in my hopper. That round's gotta be 30 inches across. One of those big ugly ones. It's sitting around here. It's a need to get split up, but hasn't been. I'm sure every woodyard has those pieces. It's just a matter of going around it. Taking chunks off it. You can see it's not a whole lot of effort with one of these vertical splitters. That goes for mine or anybody else's. It's just nice the axis that's this wide of work. I can bring the wood over to one side. Especially on a big hopper, something big like that. Just throw back up in there. I think we're probably ready to start. Blood going out, that's good. Yeah. Well, that is making that one really big round. Really easy to split. I can almost not for those guys. Oh, that's one. Good news is, instead of being a really big piece, now we're a really small piece. Not too bad to get back up to. See if my drone stuff on it, okay. That one 32 inch piece there. I just made that really easy to do. He's kind of an ugly looking guy. I'll see if I can split him. These spots go apart. While you're running this, you can have another guy over there blocking wood up, getting ready to go in the hopper. It's just a matter of him using a tractor or a skid steer, something with a bucket on it, dump it into it. Again, it takes almost all the labor out of it. This hopper can run with just about any splitter. And it's just a matter of running the hoses with the log up. Motor, that's pretty straightforward. There's not too much to that. Might need to get a couple of those made up in your local hydraulic shop. Pretty easy peasy. So got a bit of a truck to it, that one. Nice thing about the Axis too, the way that it's set up, that was a little bit too tall. I don't know who cut these blocks of wood. Could have been me. There we go. So again, the nice thing about this Axis, the way the foot pedal is set up on it, it was just like driving a car. You can drive it really slow, or drive it really fast. So it's quite a bit. It's pretty intuitive to run it, guys. You know, block feelings working. Well, if you have a piece of wood, you're stuck on the wedge like that. You're gonna have to pound it off and feel it off all on its own. There's not too much that gets stuck on this Axis to flip just about anything. They are 14 tons. There's a lot of companies out there that make these vertical machines at a crazy tonnage. But most of them are running a 3-inch cylinder on them. Little wee guy, because that's taking the speed out of them. With this single wedge, you really don't need that much power to do it. But I don't know why somebody would exaggerate the tonnage on their splinter like that. It almost makes you wonder what else. Almost makes you wonder what else you're misjudging in your life, eh? So you can see it. If you watch the other video, I'll be running this for the 2028. You can see the performance difference between the vertical platform and the horizontal. I always talk about how much faster the horizontal is. And I've already burned through one battery in my drone, and I'm only about halfway through copper of wood. Where when I was running the 2028, I still had battery left. I didn't even use the full battery. So that's a good indication of how much faster the horizontals are than the vertical. The trade-off with the horizontal is you either have more scraps when you want precise wood, like through a box wedge, or you have less precision. Where with the Axis here, you have an awful lot of precision over the size of your clip. So a lot of people like that, and that's why they buy an Axis over a horizontal platform. The other thing that a lot of people like about the vertical platform is how easy it is to run. You can see while I'm standing here, this is a really nice working height to work from. I'm a fairly tall guy, I'm about 6'2". Even when a guy is shorter, it's still a really nice height for him to work at. And we're trying to make it that way. Like some of these vertical machines, you see the table down by your knees, you're always hunched over, or your thumbs are on top of the wood. And you don't want to work like that, guys. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. You're going to spend money on a machine, you want to spend money on a machine that's going to be the most comfortable and the most productive. One thing, you want to make your life easier, and two, you want to get the work done. Or at least that's what I would look at if I were buying a truck. Man, that is nice. That is a nice setup. I never thought that would be that handy. I've always seen Philip, Allen Family Firewood, rave about his. There's no way that is that convenient, but I'll tell you, it really is. And it's one of those things, you can run this or use this hopper conveyor a lot of different ways. Like if you were bundling, you can fill that whole hopper full of split wood and bring the wood right to you where you're bundling. I mean, you never need to bend over. It's got a really nice height to be able to grab the wood, to stick it. Just a real time saver, real back saver. Here's a good example of how precise you can get with this split on one of these axes. The more time you take, the nicer the wood is going to be. The nicer your wood is, the more desirable it is. If you have really nice wood, it's very desirable wood. There's entire movies about that. About the vertical, you're not really constrained to a shape of wood either. You can make square stuff, you can make nice triangles like here, nice pie-shaped pieces. Like that's really nice pie-shaped stuff there. You can make squares, you can make whatever you want. And again, if you want to work around a knot or something, that's where this really shines. You can take and cut the knot off, throw it to the side, and you don't have any of that garbage. But you're going to run that through a horizontal machine. You're going to have to put the knot at some point. You're going to have to manipulate it a little bit more, finagle a little bit more with the horizontal machine to get it right for you. Or with this, you just go around the knot. Again, just letting those down, making them into manageable pieces. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier. Again, guys, this is why we don't sell any wood, why we don't charge any money for it. We have a lot of different sizes, and I want to be able to show you guys how these machines work, how versatile they are, regardless of what type of wood you're splitting. And everybody splits different types of wood. If you're somebody that's doing this for an outdoor wood boiler, you're going to make big chunks of stuff. If you're somebody that's doing pizza restaurant wood, you're going to have nice, fine, small pieces. And again, every application is a little bit different, and everybody has a different perspective on how to do this. And what I've learned over the years and years of doing this is there's not really a right or wrong to it. You do what works for you, for your needs, or for your customers' needs. It doesn't matter. And that's a good example for me too. Like this hopper, like I said, this definitely wasn't big on my priority list to get this done. But now that it's done, am I ever glad I did that, because it is one smooth running outfit. I don't know if I really want to split one any other way after having it. Like, it takes up, it just rolls right in there, bust her up. I haven't had to bend over, I haven't had to pick around nothing, I haven't had to pull on nothing, and it does work real nice. There's a good example of that. There's a big knot there. Hopefully it'll go to one side of it. There goes the knot. As much as I'd like to tell you those are nice pieces of firewood, that's pretty funky stuff, but it all burns, guys. I'm just trying to get a lot of this stuff cleaned up. At some point in the future, I'm going to move the wood yard up to the new lot here. I'll get them leveled out. It might be a year or two before I do that. I just want to make sure that everything down here is as tidy as possible. If you've ever run a business, or if you've ever done any kind of work before, you know that that's easier said than done. And a lot is. It's not always easy keeping them nice and tight, but we do our best here. But we are a high volume place. There's a lot of splitters go through this place, there's a lot of processors, a lot of equipment going through here. So it's not always easy to stay on top of it. But I do my best to keep things clean. The guys do their best to keep things rolling out of the job. Man, is that ever nice? It's so easy. I mean, normally your log lift's going to be there anyway. You're going to be reaching that far. Like, I don't know. I'm really impressed by it, guys, as you can see. And again, it's half affordable paper. This is the cool thing. You can see how much precision you have with that axis. And it's just like running the throttle on your car. Very, very easy. Piece of cake. We'll make some square pieces here. This sure is nice stuff to split. It takes a long time to drive, but it's nice stuff to split. Probably my favorite. And if you get it dry, the burn is hot as in and out. You just need to be patient until you get it dry. It does have a really high moisture content. You see those pieces in here perfectly. Oh, it almost rolled right to me. There's a good one. That's a pretty big rod. Let's try and go right down the middle of it, see what happens. Oh, that was easy. Not rod anyway. Got that cut off the side of it. Oh. We're going to have a couple of stems in there. It's not going to be perfect. That's not too bad. A little bit of rod on the inside of that. There's a good piece off the side of that. Yeah, that is the nice thing about having a vertical. You can take something like that that has some rod in it, and you can cut around it. You can pretty well cut the rod out of the wood and save a lot of it. Typically, that's how you buy one. Got a bit of a structure, let's see how it's split. There we go. Yeah, I like that thing a lot. Well, it might be one of those things, I may just have to build one and keep one here for myself. We always say we're going to do that. We're going to build a disc screener, we're going to build a conveyor to fit the shop. That never happens. It lasts about 2 weeks. Somebody always calls and needs one in a hurry, and we have one sitting here, we're going to sell it. We're talking about doing that lot. Keeping our own equipment here. We really like doing fire. It's handy to have one this stuff, even if you're doing a video or whatever. For some reason, it never seems to happen like that. Never. And I don't know why. Well, man. See if we get some of my garbage over there. Oh, yeah. Not ever nice. I like that. Very happy with that. That works good, guys. Well, guys, like I said, this was one of those things that was a pretty big shock to me. I didn't think I'd like that much. But you can see, like, it pretty well just takes the place of the log lift. You just load the wood in there and you're not bending over, you're not pulling, you're not reefing, you're not dragging stuff. It saves so much effort in doing this, guys. It really, really, really does. Like, most guys will have a tractor or skid steer, something kicking around to move the rounds of wood. This is like the last piece of the puzzle to me. And like I said, there's a lot of different applications for this. So you can put split wood in there if you're bundling. You could dump a whole pile of split wood in there, advance it forward. Whether you run on a power pack, a splitter, like, you don't need a whole lot of oil to do this, guys. We have power packs. We can make this longer. If you want one that was 20, 30 feet long, I'm sure we could do that for you. So it's just a matter of adding on to it. You want to tow it around, put wood in it, move it to different places, you could do that too. Like, it just has so many purposes, so many uses, that I think every wood yard at some point is gonna want one of these or need one of these. Because I've made that about as easy as I've ever done that. Like, even those big rounds, like that one there, the sister, it was up in here, and it was easy. It just rolled right onto the deck, and it just made the job so much simpler and effortless. And that's the important part of it, guys. That's why we build this equipment, is to make this so it's viable for people to do. If you're doing wood with like a homeowner champion type splitter, there's nothing wrong with those guys. Like, they have their place, they work well. There's lots of guys put a pile of wood through them. Nothing wrong with it. But when you want to do production, when you want to save some time, when you want to take the effort out of it, if you're going to do this more often, if you want to split more wood, you're going to want to make it easier for you. That's the whole thing here, is making it easy. So then it at least makes it an enjoyable job, especially if you have employees. It's really hard to get someone to run a little wee splitter for any length of time. Where if you have good equipment, it's way easier, because it's way easier on your body. People are a lot happier with running good equipment. Yeah, guys, so that's what I've got. FHC10 Firewood Hopper Conveyor, 10-footer. Works incredible, plumbs into any existing log lift. You just need to run the hoses to it. You can, lots of applications, guys. Anyways, if you liked the video, give her a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Hope to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.